Hey everybody, this is ESP LTD Guitar Lover coming to you live from Milford Gold Key Studios, and I told you I would be back. I am back with another review on a Trey Ting guitar here, and I'm going to give you the model number real quick so we can get this over with. It's a G's and George 169731960. Same seller, JIXK-LC-PING-998. And this one is the first guitar that I've run into two things that I will explain to you about. And that usually most of the Trey Ting guitars that I got a hold of have all had wax potted type pickups in them from a company that you're familiar with. This one is the first one that I actually ever received that did not have a wax potted pickup, and a completely unknown whoever made it. It just said front and rear. That was it. Alright. The other thing is this is the first guitar from Trey Ting that I actually had to pay a tariff tax on. It was about $30 that I actually had to. Other guitars that I have received after that, I haven't had to pay anything, but this is the first one that I've actually had to do that with. So let me go over some specs with you before we show you what it looks like. Alright? Specs, same thing, mahogany body. Most of these do have the mahogany bodies on them. Maple veneer cap, you're going to find that on most of them. Mahogany neck, D-shaped neck profile. This one is a little bit similar to the one that I had showed you last time, the tangerine model. That was a thinner neck, not as much as the gold top, not that classic profile. Set-in neck. Adjustable truss rod, 24.75 scale. It has a rosewood fingerboard on it. And remember, guys, if you contact the sellers, anybody from Trey Ting, any seller on Trey Ting, if you're looking for an ebony fingerboard or any kind of specs, push-pull pots, whatever, just ask the seller before you order the guitar, find out if they're able to do it, and then order it with those specs. Let me see, trapezoid inlays, 12-inch fingerboard radius, 22 medium jumbo frets. The bridge and the neck pickup, like I said, they are not wax potted on this model. Like I said, it could be a hit or miss. You could order this guitar and pull the pickups on it and find out that they are wax potted. But 9 out of 10 times you're just going to pull these pickups and get rid of them anyway. Slap in Duncans, DiMarzios, whatever. Volume and tone capacitors are not the orange drop type. They are more like the ESP LTD guitar. 200K pots. Something like I said before in other videos, something you can live with or you can pull it right out. 3-way toggle, good toggles on these. Tune-o-matic stop bar type setup. They're a chrome plated type setup. I have two people on YouTube right now that are pretty good at getting these parts for replacement parts for these guitars and stuff like that. So if you're interested in something like that, give me a shout out on the email, and then I'll direct you to who to go to. Nut width on this one is a 1.695, which differs slightly from the other models that we've had. Hardware is nickel plated, and it's got 14-to-1 tuner. So let me give you a quick show of this. Alright, now this one they refer to as a JP model. Alright. Trying to be a little bit politically correct here. Alright, now the JP model that you're thinking of would have a different type of humbucker in here. Alright, so I'm sure you can figure it out. Anyway, fit and finish on this guitar was really nice, or is really nice. Perfect fit and finish on this. I mean, you're not going to get much nicer than this right here from Trey Ting. It really is a nice looking guitar. Now, I'm not a fan of the dark red around here on Sunburst. I mean, I know that's the typical Sunburst, but I like more of a honey type Sunburst and orange. But it's just my preference, alright? Everything looks really good on this. This is a 3-piece mahogany body on this. The cap looks really nice. The back is really nice, how they have it. It's actually pretty much well flawless. Looks great. All the way down here until you get to your well-hidden scarf joint right there. But it's a really nice looking guitar. Metal pickup jack, input jack, I'm sorry. And this one actually came from the factory set up extremely well. No fret buzz, no fret issues, very low action. Actually had to increase the action a little bit on the height of it. There was no relief problems on the neck or anything like that. I know a lot of you guys you know, you get these guitars and you say, oh, I had this, 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 and this problems with it. I have explained to you before now, if you use a good dehumidifier and you let the guitar sit for a few days to come up to temperature in the room that you're going to be using it in or whatever, the neck pretty much well adjusts the way it was adjusted at the factory. If you turn around and you start twisting the truss rod and putting new strings on within 5 minutes after you get it, of course, it's going to take some time. Alright, I mean, you're going from a high humidity level in China, sometimes extreme cold in China, to a non-pressurized cabin in an airplane, into JFK or Chicago, where it's pretty much well kicked around and whatever, then through USPS, alright? But other than that, this is a well-playing guitar. The only problem that I had with it, like I said, was the humbuckers that are screaming like banshees from hell because they're not wax potted. Right now, what I did is I potted them myself, so you can buy the wax on eBay and actually wax pot them yourselves. Now, they have a sound familiar to an old PAF style pickup right now, but I'll be actually tearing these out and putting in some Duncan Pearly Gates on these, and a few other surprises I have for you guys to show you what's going on and stuff like that. Different tone pots, different volume pots, things like that for roll-offs that are a little bit easier and stuff. But I just, like I said, I wanted to see how these things were going to do stock, and they held up pretty well compared to, let's say, other brands of guitars. Are they an expensive $3,000 comparison type guitar? Absolutely not. You would have to put in some serious amount of time, effort, and labor to get this thing up to that scale. But as far as putting in an extra $300 or $400 on top of the price of this and that is well worth it. They compete very well with the ESP EC1000s and other guitars in that playing field. So you're getting a good guitar for that money, and you learn from these things. You can actually take them apart and do all kinds of stuff with them until your heart's content, and not have to worry about breaking them. If you have a real one of these and you want to decide to take it on the road with you and stuff, you take one of these and just use it and abuse it. All right, it's basically it's like a throwaway, but you can have a lot of fun with these guitars. All right, so I'll give you one more shot. There we go. Nice finish on it. Look at the match on that. All right, it really looks good. It really does. Like I said, I'm not crazy about the reddish on the sides and stuff like that, but I never was on that. I like the more oranges or lemon, but it's just a preference of mine. All right, and like I said, fret job on this was superb. Actually, no sharp edges. The binding was really nice on this. No fret buzz. It really came out nice. So if you can put up with getting the guitar and having it scream like a banshee from hell, and then putting on your noise gate, or just changing the pickups as soon as you get them, you get yourself a really good guitar. And coming up in my next review, we have the Honeyburst, which is really nice. That's one of my favorite guitars. The actual Tangerine and Honeyburst are my favorite colors on those guitars. So this is ESP LTD Guitar Lover coming to you live from Gold Key Studios, and I will be back next week with the Honeyburst and a Double Neck and a Black Beauty and a bunch of other Trey Tang guitars and that are still coming up. I'm sorry I'm a little bit behind, guys. Alright, so remember one thing, shut up and play your guitar. Bye, guys.